Ladies and gentlemen, unseen economy here. Turn off every distraction. Close every browser tab right now, because what I am about to show you is unfolding in real time, and it could trigger one of the sharpest drops in silver and gold we have seen in months. In April 2026, silver is hovering dangerously close to $80 per ounce, and the headlines are screaming one word: peace. Donald Trump just announced a major breakthrough in Middle East negotiations. A ceasefire framework has been agreed. The Strait of Hormuz is set to reopen. Oil is crashing. Stocks are surging. The entire market is pricing in risk off to risk on in a single day. Wall Street is cheering. But here's the brutal truth they're not telling you. Peace in the Middle East right now. Silver and gold. Crash coming. $80 silver is under immediate threat. And if it breaks below that level, we could see a violent move down to $70 or even lower in a matter of days. This is not speculation. This is the exact market reaction we are seeing live on the screens right now. Oil has already dropped more than 8% in hours. The dollar is strengthening. Safe haven flows are reversing hard. And precious metals are getting absolutely hammered as money rotates out of gold and silver into stocks and risk assets. Silver is down sharply. Gold is down sharply. The entire precious metals complex is under heavy selling pressure on this peace news. Most retail investors are confused right now. They bought silver and gold, thinking geopolitical tension would keep prices high. Now they are watching their positions get crushed on ceasefire headlines. But here's what the smart money already knows, and what I'm going to break down for you in the next few minutes. This peace is not what it seems. This is a classic fake out. And the chart structure, options positioning, dealer gamma, is showing us that $80 silver is the critical line in the sand. If it breaks, the next leg down will be fast and brutal. But even more important, this move is creating one of the highest probability buying opportunities we have seen all year. Stay with me till the end of this three-part series because I'm going to show you exactly what is happening, why $80 is under threat, and what you should do when the dust settles. Let's start with the obvious market reaction. The moment Trump announced the ceasefire framework, oil futures collapsed. Brent crude dropped below $98 in minutes. The dollar index spiked higher. Risk assets rallied hard. And precious metals? They got sold aggressively. Silver broke below $81 and is now testing the $80 psychological level in real time. Gold is also under pressure, losing the safe haven bid almost instantly. This is textbook sell the news behavior on a grand scale. The market has been pricing in war premium for weeks, now that premium is being unwound at lightning speed. But here is the part most people are missing. The ceasefire is extremely fragile. It is a 2-week pause, not a permanent peace treaty. Negotiations are just beginning. Iran's demands are unrealistic. The U.S. is not going to withdraw from the region or lift all sanctions. This is not the end of tension. This is a temporary de-escalation that gives both sides time to reposition. And the market is overreacting to the headline while ignoring the reality on the ground. That overreaction is exactly what creates the setup we are seeing right now. Silver at $80 is the make or break level. If it holds, we could see a sharp rebound once the market realizes this peace is fake. If it breaks, we could see a fast move towards $72 to $75 as stop losses get triggered and weak hands get shaken out. This is the moment where panic selling creates the best buying opportunity of the year. But before we talk about the opportunity, you need to understand exactly why this crash is happening right now. The big money has been waiting for this headline. They have been positioned for a risk on rotation the moment any peace news hit the wires. Hedge funds that were long precious metals for the war premium are now dumping positions to rotate into stocks. Options dealers who are short gamma on the downside are now covering as the price falls. The entire precious metals complex is experiencing forced selling on this news, and $80 silver is the first major support level that is being tested. This is not random. This is orchestrated unwinding of war trades. The question is, how far will it go? And more importantly, is this the bottom or just the beginning of a deeper correction? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the technical levels that matter most right now, the gamma exposure that is driving the move, and why this peace headline might actually be the best thing that could happen for silver in the medium term. If you are holding silver or gold right now, you need to watch this entire 3-part series carefully, because what happens in the next 48 to 72 hours could decide whether you get shaken out at the worst possible time or position yourself for the next major leg higher. Hit that like button right now if you want me to keep it real and show you the unfiltered truth. And stay locked in, because next is where I break down the exact technical levels at $80, the massive call wall that is about to be tested, and why this crash could turn into the perfect setup for a violent rebound. The Middle East peace headline is live, and the market is reacting exactly as the big money expected. The real story is just beginning. Right now, as we speak, silver is fighting for its life right at the $80 level. This is not just another support line. $80 is the psychological floor that is held multiple times this year. It is the level where retail buyers have been waiting. It is the level where stop-loss orders are clustered. And it is the level that, once broken, can trigger a fast and brutal cascade lower. The peace headline has already done its damage. Silver has dropped sharply in the last few hours. Gold is getting sold off in sympathy. The entire precious metals sector is under heavy pressure as money rotates out of safe haven assets into stocks and risk-on trades. But here is what most people are missing while they watch the price fall. This move is not organic. This is a classic sell the news event on steroids. The market had priced in weeks of war premium, higher oil, higher inflation fears, stronger safe haven demand. Now that a ceasefire framework has been announced, that premium is being ripped out violently. Hedge funds that were long precious metals for the geopolitical risk are dumping positions to rotate back into equities. Algorithmic trading systems are reacting to the headline flow. Weak hands who bought the top of the war rally are panicking and hitting the sell button. And right in the middle of all this chaos sits the $80 level. If silver breaks below $80 with conviction, we could see a fast move towards $72, $75 in a matter of days. That is not exaggeration. That is what happens when clustered stop losses get triggered in a thin market. But here is the part that should make you pay very close attention. This peace is extremely fragile. It is a 2-week pause, not a permanent treaty. Negotiations have not even properly started. Iran's demands are unrealistic. The United States is not going to withdraw from the region or lift all sanctions. The ceasefire can collapse at any moment. And when it does, the war premium will come rushing back even harder than before. That is why this crash could actually be the perfect setup for the next violent leg higher. The big money knows this. They are using this headline to shake out weak hands and accumulate at better prices. While retail is panicking and selling, smart money is quietly buying the dip. Look at the options market right now. The $80 put wall is getting hit hard, but the $100 call wall is still sitting there loaded and ready. Dealers are short those calls. If silver can stabilize and reverse back above $82, $83, the gamma squeeze engine will turn on again. Every cent higher forces dealers to buy more futures to hedge. The higher it goes, the more they have to buy. That is how fast, explosive moves are born. We saw exactly this in March when silver ripped from $61 to $80 in a matter of weeks. The setup today is similar, but the stakes are higher because the overall macro backdrop is even more bullish for precious metals. Inflation is still a major threat. The dollar is weakening again after the initial safe haven spike. Oil may have dropped on the ceasefire news, but the structural supply issues have not disappeared. The energy shock is not over. It has only been delayed. And that delay is giving the market a false sense of security. This is why $80 silver is the most important level to watch in the next 48, 72 hours. If it holds, we get a violent short covering rally as the market realizes this piece is fake. If it breaks, we get one final shakeout that will create the best buying opportunity of the year. Either way, the path of least resistance in the medium term remains higher. The peace headline is giving us a gift. It is creating a temporary panic that allows smart money to accumulate before the next leg up. This is how the biggest moves are born, on fake-out headlines that scare everyone out right before the real move begins. The question is simple. Are you going to be one of the people who panic sell at $80 and watch from the sidelines as silver rips higher? Or are you going to stay calm, see the setup for what it is, and position yourself while the crowd is still afraid? The next few days will decide. If silver holds $80 and starts to reverse with volume, the short squeeze can restart very quickly. If it breaks, the final washout will be sharp, but it will also be the last major buying opportunity before the next sustained rally. Either outcome favors the patient, well-positioned investor. The people who understand that this peace is temporary will be the ones who profit the most. The people who believe the headline and sell in panic will be the ones who regret it later. Silver is under heavy pressure at $80, but the big picture has not changed. The structural bull case for silver and gold remains fully intact. And next, I'm going to show you the exact price targets once this shakeout is over, why $100 silver is still very much on the table, and what you should be doing right now with your positions. Stay locked in. This story is far from over. Hit that like button if you want me to keep it real and show you the unfiltered truth. This is the moment that separates the smart money from the crowd. Right now, as you watch this, silver is fighting for its life right at the $80 level. The peace headline has done exactly what the big money wanted it to do. It has created panic, triggered stop losses, and shaken out the weak hands who bought the war premium at the top. But here's the truth the mainstream will not tell you. This ceasefire is not peace. This is a classic fake-out. And this crash at $80 is not the end of the bull market. It is the final shakeout before the next violent leg higher. Let me be very clear. The announced 2-week ceasefire is extremely fragile. Negotiations have barely begun. Iran's demands are unrealistic and non-negotiable. The United States is not going to withdraw forces from the region or lift all sanctions. This is a temporary pause designed to buy time, not a permanent resolution. When the ceasefire collapses, and the data strongly suggests it will, the war premium will come rushing back even harder than before. That is why this moment at $80 silver is so important. This is the final major support level before a potential deeper washout. If $80 breaks with conviction, we could see a fast move towards $72, $75 as clustered stops get triggered and late buyers get flushed out. But if $80 holds, and the technical structure suggests it has a very good chance of holding, we are looking at one of the highest probability rebound setups of the entire year. The falling wedge breakout we discussed earlier is still intact. The gold-silver ratio at 60 is at a critical inflection point and showing signs of rolling over lower. Oil is rolling over, which lowers mining costs at the exact moment metal prices are set to rebound. And the gamma exposure on the $100 call wall remains extremely heavy. All the ingredients for a powerful short covering rally are already in place. The big money is not panicking at $80. They are using this headline to accumulate. While retail investors are selling in fear, institutions and smart money are quietly buying the dip created by the fake-out peace news. This is how the best moves are born, on headlines that scare everyone out right before the real move begins. The path of least resistance in the medium term remains strongly higher. $100 silver is still very much on the table as the first major target once this shakeout is over. From there, $120 becomes a realistic extension target in the coming months if the gold-silver ratio breaks lower and the gamma squeeze reignites. Beyond that, in a full-blown mania phase fueled by 10% inflation and accelerating de-dollarization, silver has the structural potential to move much higher. But none of that matters if you panic sell at $80. This is the test. This is the moment where weak hands get shaken out and strong hands get positioned for the next leg. The market has given you a gift today, a temporary panic created by a headline that changes nothing in the long-term structural bull case for silver and gold. Use this moment wisely. If you are already positioned, stay calm. This is noise, not signal. The structural story has not changed. If you have been waiting on the sidelines, this dip at $80 may be the last major opportunity to get positioned before the next explosive move higher. The peace headline is temporary. The structural bull market is not. $80 silver is under threat right now, but it is also the level that could mark the final bottom before the next major rally. The next 48 to 72 hours will be critical. Watch how silver behaves around $80. If it holds with strong volume and starts to reverse, the short squeeze can restart very quickly. The gamma wall at $100 is still loaded and ready. The setup is live. Silver is at $80 and under heavy pressure on fake peace news. But the big picture has not changed. The structural bull case remains fully intact. The gamma squeeze setup is still active. And the 10% inflation endgame is still in motion. This crash is not the end. It is the final shakeout before the next leg higher. If this 3-part series helped you see through the noise and understand what is really happening, smash that like button as hard as you can right now. It helps this message reach more people who are still panicking on the headline. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update when this $80 level is either defended or broken. And drop a comment right now with your honest take. Do you think $80 silver will hold and we get a violent rebound? Or do you think we break lower first? I read every single comment. This is the moment. The fake peace headline has created the shakeout. The real move is about to begin. Don't miss it. This has been The Unseen Economy. I will see you in the next one.